Good morning, guys. Jordan here with the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Glad you guys all stopped in. Today is February 5th, 2024, and we are out here in our greenhouse getting ready to start seeds for this upcoming spring. Now, I know spring sounds like it's a long way off, but we need to go ahead and get some of these seeds started, especially ones that take a long time to either get going, like our peppers, or things like our cold crops, like cabbages and brassicas and so on and so forth. Now, what we're going to do today is we're not going to start hundreds and hundreds of seeds. I think we're only going to do somewhere around 300 to 400 or so. We've got our 10 by 20 trays loaded up with 72 cells, and we're going to start filling these up with our homemade potting mix, which we'll get you guys the link to that here in just a moment. We're going to load it up with our homemade potting mix, and we're going to get these seeds started to get ready for spring. I just want to show you guys this real quick. It is 46 degrees outside at 11 o'clock in the morning, and our greenhouse is 92 degrees. This is why you build one of these. February 5th, 92 degrees in the greenhouse, and we're able to get these plants started early. If you guys look over here, here's a bucket of our homemade potting soil. I just stuck this compost thermometer in it to see what the temperature was reading, and it's right at 52 degrees Fahrenheit. With our greenhouse being at 90 degrees, the potting soil in here is already at 52 degrees, which is just about right for planting our cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and get these trays all done up, and we'll bring you guys back to show you what we got going on. Okay, so I'm going to spare you guys all the footage of filling up these trays. These are just 6-cell trays that you find at any of the big box stores with their plants in. We buy these, I think they're $1,000 in a sleeve. We try to get everything started in these cells before we move to our 4-inch plant pots. So as you guys can see in the back, we've already got cabbage and some broccoli planted. We got an Earliana, an OS Cross, they're the big ones, and then we got some Sun King broccoli going. I also got a couple heirloom organic broccolis that I'll be planting here soon too. I just didn't bring them out here. But now we're going to get ready to plant some of our pepper seeds that we saved from our own peppers from this past season. So these are a sweet roasting pepper. Let's see if I can't get you guys focused here. There we go. So these are a sweet roasting pepper, and these are absolutely phenomenal. We're going to put 2 of these in each one of these 6-cell pots. And the reason for doing that is we want to make sure that if we have poor germination on one, maybe the other one will go ahead and survive. You can always prune them later, but it's a lot easier to get them started now and prune your extra or sell your extra than it is to wish, well, I wish I'd have planted a couple extra to make it for the ones that we lost. So we're going to plant this entire tray of peppers. We like to get our pepper started around the 1st of February because they take a long time to germinate and a long time to mature. Oftentimes, these peppers, you won't even start getting your first fruit until June or July. So if we can get these guys going early, that really makes it to where we can possibly harvest fruit the end of May or possibly even the beginning of June. And we're just going to go through here slowly. I try to separate the seeds out in each one of the cells. If you get 3 in a cell, that's okay. Like I said, we can always cull any of the extras we don't need. These separate out very, very well into our 4-inch plant pots. I have in the past used a pair of tweezers for doing this. To me, it's not that big of a deal if I get three – 3 seeds in a cell. But this is really all there is to getting these seeds started. We do the same thing with our cauliflower and broccoli. I like to make sure there's at least 2 seeds, and we do try to separate them on both corners, opposite corners of the cell. This makes sure that they have plenty of room to grow once they start putting on roots. Now, they won't stay in these pots very long. After they germinate, I'll give them, well, they'll probably be about 2 inches tall, maybe 3, before I separate them out. I don't like to wait very long to get them transplanted into their own 4-inch pot. The sooner I can give them their own individual 4-inch pot, the better off these will be, because they're not going to be competing against the other seed for resources. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out this tray, and I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes. Okay, so I got the 72 cell tray already done, and as you can see, we got at least 2 pepper seeds in each one of the cells. Some of them have 3, and that's okay. Like I said, these will either prune out or will separate out or whatnot later. Now, all we have to do now is just cover them up with a thin layer of our homemade potting mix. Give these guys about 2 weeks until they germinate. The cabbage and broccoli, on the other hand, they'll start germinating in about a week. We'll give these guys a really good drink. Let's see, we got 6 of the cells full of Earliana cabbage. We've got some OS Cross, the giant ones, and then we have some Sun King broccoli. And these are all a sweet roasting pepper. They're bright red, and these are absolutely delicious. Okay guys, so we're back, and we have our cauliflower here that we're getting ready to go ahead and plant. We've already got 2 seeds in each one of these little cells, and we're just going to take a sprinkling of potting soil, just enough to cover them up. We don't want to get them buried down too deep. And we're going to do the exact same thing with our broccoli, our cabbage, and our peppers. This works out really well. They're not buried too deep. You're just putting a little sprinkling on top. That way, so as soon as that seed germinates, it can push through that soil that's nice, loose, and fluffy, and go ahead and start reaching for the sunlight. When it comes time to plant in the garden, we want all of our plants going in to be strong, healthy, hardened off stems. We don't want these long, spindly looking plants that you often find in the supermarkets. So tap them in just a little bit. Make sure everything's nice and covered. And then all we have to do now is water them and wait about a week or 10 days, and we're going to have fresh little cauliflower plants ready to pot. Folks, it's warm out here today in the greenhouse anyway. So as you guys can see, I'm sweating. It's still 100 degrees. But we're going to get the rest of these seeds started. Like I said, we're going to do cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, and these pepper seeds today. I'm going to put a humidity dome over them. If you don't have a humidity dome, you can do whatever you can. At the grocery store where they have the aluminum pans, they have the clear see-through plastic domes. Those work great for humidity domes. Those are only going to stay on until the seeds germinate, and then they come off. Otherwise, you're going to have some mold issues. We're going to leave these out here. I may bring out a heating pad if the temperature is going to get below freezing, but I think we're going to be okay going ahead and getting these seeds started. So this is how we start our seeds out here in the greenhouse. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to let us know.